Welcome back to Cheddar News. Microsoft is officially sending Windows to the cloud. The tech giant unveiling Windows 365 today, a new service that will allow businesses to access cloud PCs from anywhere, delivering Windows 10 or 11 across any personal or corporate device. So joining us now is Jared Spataro, Corporate Vice President for Microsoft Modern Works. Jared, thank you so much for being here. I want to start with this. Why is Windows 365 so essential in today's landscape, and how does it differ from previous platforms?
Well, I think it's worthwhile to just take a moment and look at the context that we're all in right now as we emerge out of the pandemic. Depending on how the economy is where you are, we are seeing an increased focus on flexibility. We call it hybrid work, and it's flexibility essentially in three areas: how, when, and where you work. Now, along with this comes a tremendous opportunity, both for employees and for employers. But at the same time, there are some challenges. One of those big challenges is, how do you give people access to the things that they need to get their jobs done, the data, the apps that they need to get their jobs done, no matter where they are. And that's what Windows 365 does for us. It actually runs a PC in the cloud and then streams down, as you just said, that full Windows experience. So that is all of your apps, your content, your settings, to any device, no matter where you are. So it opens up a tremendous set of possibilities for businesses of all sizes.
So if you would, take us through some of the specific features that Windows 365 will provide that will help streamline that hybrid work model.
Well, let's take a look at it for a moment at the architecture of what we have here. It's a brand new category from our perspective, because what we allow you to do is essentially run a PC up in the cloud, something that we're calling a cloud PC, and that's what we're using as the name of the category. And when you start that cloud PC, you have the opportunity to just choose all of the specs associated with it. So you choose the CPU, you choose the RAM, you choose the storage, you even choose what we would call the image, or what type of Windows environment you want to have. Windows 10 or Windows 11. Then you load up your apps, you get it all set up the way you want it to, and then you can stream that down to any device. And to be very specific, that could be a Windows device, it could be a Mac, it could be a Linux device, it could be an Android tablet, even an iPad. So no matter where you are or what device you have access to, you then get this full Windows experience and everything that you need to get your job done. One of the coolest things about it, from my perspective, is that what we call state is saved. And what we mean by that is, when you log off one device and log on to another, all your windows stay open, your apps stay open, everything is literally as you left it. And so it's just a tremendous time saver for you as you're just trying to avoid those big context switches and get your work done.
I've got to ask, was Windows 365 something that was created during the pandemic, or was it something that was in the works pre-pandemic and maybe perhaps accelerated as we saw the hybrid work model timeline accelerate?
We certainly have been working on the technology behind it for a very long time. In fact, it's based on something that we call Azure Virtual Desktop that we released pre-pandemic. However, the pandemic, I would say, has just driven years and years at this point of digital transformation and accelerated the pace of digital transformation. So what we saw was some of the work that we were doing pre-pandemic come together with a need because of this hybrid work model, and we just feel like it's a marriage made in heaven. Again, we think it's going to be fantastic for employers because they get this increased flexibility, but it's also great for employees because it gives them access to so much that they just didn't have access to previously.
When we talk the cloud space, we know that one issue that often pops up with cloud platforms is cybersecurity, and it's really become a growing issue over the last few months. We've seen, so many hacks dealing with data. Can you just talk about how you guys tackle cybersecurity with this hybrid model space that is cloud dependent?
Well, the great thing about Windows 365 and these cloud PCs and the experience you get when you stream it down from the cloud is that there are no bits that are left on the local device itself. So even though it feels like you're working in a very local way, because it is combining, the power of the cloud, that security in the cloud, with the versatility and simplicity of your local device, nothing's left. So the thing that many companies we think are going to really value here is that this is one of the most secure ways to actually provide a productive and collaborative environment for employees to work in. And in fact, in many cases, even for non-employees, we see people really starting to look at this service as a way to provide access, for instance, to contractors or interns or other people that they need to provide secure access for, but where it has been difficult to do that. So when you think about that kind of pretty revolutionary approach where there's nothing left on the device, there's no data to steal, there's nothing to take away, no passwords at all, you end up being in kind of a new territory that we think is really exciting for, just really being able to help people with this new hybrid work style that we're seeing emerge.
So we know that this was unveiled today by you guys, but when will it be available to the public? And is it going to be available to the public? Will it be something that's available just to businesses, or at least business first?
Well, it will be available on the 2nd of August, so it's coming right up. The way that we've set this up is that we are very much targeting businesses of all sizes, from a solopreneur, someone on their own, all the way up to large enterprises. But we have built it on our tech stack that is very focused on our commercial customers. So anyone can actually try it, because on that 2nd of August date, you'll be able to go in and order it right from the web and start to use it. But you will need to be able to use it on our commercial tech stack. So no consumer identity will be used in it.
Gotcha. All right, so mark your calendars, August 2nd, Windows 365. Thank you so much, Jared Spataro, Corporate Vice President for Microsoft Modern Work.